In today's day and age, everyone's talking about AI and the latest technological advancements and how those are the trends that we should be pursuing as entrepreneurs. But in today's video, I want to showcase a stronger trend, in my opinion. It's kind of jokes, but the coffee trend. Coffee is just completely taking over the world. Every single year, it becomes a bigger and bigger thing. And similar to AI, it's something that a lot of people depend on a daily basis, myself included. I got some coffee with me right here, and I absolutely love coffee. But there's a specific brand on Shopify, which I want to discuss, that is doing the whole coffee niche better than pretty much 99.9% of people out there. And I want to dissect it for you so that we can find ideas for offers, for ads, for products, and so that you can grow your store and so that I can grow my stores too. So right here is the store. It's called Fellow. And you may have heard of this brand if you're an avid coffee lover. It's a brand that makes all sorts of coffee products, or coffee tools rather. They sell coffee makers. They sell kettles for, you're boiling your water. If you're making some sort of fancier coffee, like a drip coffee, and grinders, coffee grinders, and their whole style is extremely, extremely minimal. That's kind of their whole thing, is that they're super minimal and very well designed. So they have a very, very good eye for design and a super big emphasis on product as opposed to necessarily marketing, which, traditionally in the e-commerce world, a lot of people put a big emphasis on marketing and not enough on product. And I understand why that's done, because Facebook ads are extremely powerful. So you can really, grow a really terrible product into a massive business still through just the power of Facebook ads and good marketing and good offers. But ultimately, I love to get inspired on the product side of things. So let's take a look at this offer right now that they have. This is their best seller right now. It's an offer. So right away, that's something that we can learn and something I talk a lot about in the Akemi Lab Discord community. Is creating an offer, like a no-brainer offer. Everybody talks about that when it comes to info products, like selling courses, selling mentorship, whatever, all those things. But for some reason, people don't ever apply those things to e-commerce. So in this case, you can get this awesome bundle for an exclusive discount, which is really interesting given that this brand is very premium. I mean, this is $476. And just so you see, this brand is popping off 890,000 monthly visitors. And also keep in mind, these guys are doing a lot of retail. They're in a lot of coffee shops. Every time I go to like a nice coffee shop in my city, I'm from Minneapolis, I see these guys there. And, not to, kick them in any way here, but a lot of people are not very happy with the product. So I show you this. I also saw this in their Trustpilot. The average rating is like 2.6. I show you this because, for example, I have a store right now that's doing about $35,000 a day, right? And it's a branded dropshipping store. We're still shipping products from China directly. It's just keeping our operations super streamlined. It allows us to improve the product much quicker and iterate on things much quicker. But a lot of people, when I talk about it, they ask me, "Oh, is this a dropshipping store or is this a brand?" Right? People ask that a lot, and for some reason, people think that when you're dropshipping, you're just, you're basically going for like a lower quality business. I understand that. There's definitely some argument to be made that that's the case for the majority of people, but I just think it's funny that just when you call your store a brand, automatically you get this like higher status in the e-commerce world, even though like quote unquote brands still get terrible reviews, even the ones that focus so much on products. So, I say that all to say it doesn't really matter how you ship your products. You can build a brand regardless of your method of fulfillment. And it's, the brand definition is kind of ambiguous. Everyone has their own definition, but I think that's kind of a mistake people make in their heads, is like they think of dropshipping and building a brand as different things, but to me they are the same thing. You can build a brand through dropshipping, and as a brand or as a business in general, you should always aim to improve things, right? So eventually, sure, maybe you can start improving your shipping, Maybe you can get on Amazon. These guys are on Amazon. And, through that, you can start improving the customer experience. But there's many ways to improve the customer experience outside of shipping as well. So I wouldn't get so hung up on like all these terminologies. I feel like those are used to sell you courses, first of all, or to prevent you from starting your business, just to confuse you. Like, bro, just launch your business. Doesn't matter how you're launching it, as long as you're getting proof of concept and trying to find product market fit. I think those are the most important things. But that's besides the point. I'm going off on a tangent here. But yeah, okay, the product lander here is actually super basic. Like, it couldn't be more basic, which is interesting to me. I would expect them to be doing something different, to be having a lot better landers. I mean, this is like maybe on mobile it's different. Let's see. This isn't a common thing that mobile view gets you different results when it comes to product landers. But yeah, I don't know. This is a very underwhelming product page, which goes to show that even some of the top dogs don't know what they're doing when it comes to e-commerce, because they could easily make this so much better and such a better experience. Of course, they're doing quite well. Don't get me wrong. They're doing multiple millions per month. So, I'm taking notes on what they're doing, right? But with that said, I could definitely see it being better and probably being able to double those results, right? Through just creating, taking this offer, but just making it nicer, maybe having gifts, having people using it, right? Like some of these images. This is what these guys are absolutely brilliant at. They are absolutely brilliant at branding. So I think these are really great things that we can take note of. It's super minimal, and that's sort of their value proposition, is they create these beautifully designed products. But that doesn't mean that they're not testing all sorts of things when it comes to distribution, right? Like, this video is not what you would see from like a minimalist brand, right? But somehow it still does fit into their aesthetic. But yeah, they're just showcasing their products, which I think is such a good idea. And then they have like really raw UGC content, just very, very raw. Fellow HQ. I mean, this is a super cool brand. Like, don't get me wrong. I love what they're doing, and I'm super inspired by this sort of design. They're doing a lot of different content. They have a TikTok, so they're not just posting, on Instagram, even though that's their biggest platform, it does say a lot about where it's best for a brand to put a lot of emphasis in when it comes to like their brand image. I do think Instagram is one of the best places to do that, and especially because of the Instagram Reel placement. But I think if you're going to be focusing on Instagram Reels, you may as well do TikTok, because TikTok, all you do is basically post reel format videos. So you can post on two different platforms with the same content, and you could actually 10x your reach by doing that. It's pretty awesome, in my opinion, what you can do by just simply recycling content from one platform to the next. I do it myself. I post my videos on YouTube and X, for example, my YouTube videos, and sometimes they get like 5 times the reach on X, or, sometimes it gets way better reach on YouTube. But ultimately, that's a really cool thing about today's like social media ecosystem, is that you can recycle content. So if you're resourceful, you can reach way more people basically for free. They do have a YouTube channel as well, so they're doing quite a lot on here. They're posting very consistently, which I love to see. I love brands that just push a lot of content, because ultimately I think content is one of the best ways to grow, and not just from an organic perspective, but from an ad perspective. So if we take a look at their ads now, we can go find 54 different results on Meta for them, which is awesome. They're running a good amount of Meta ads. I'm surprised to see that they're not running any of these posts, though, as ads. And this is another big thing that I see from brands. I do own an agency, so one of the businesses that I own is an agency. So I actually have gotten to work with a variety of big e-commerce brands. So, even though we have our own stores and they're doing quite well, I have seen how a lot of other e-commerce stores operate from an inside view. And this isn't too surprising. A lot of people have a backwards perspective of what ads really are on Meta, right? And they, for example, only will showcase ads that show like a certain sort of brand image, but then they'll go on Instagram and they're on Instagram Reels, and over there they're getting very experimental. But in reality, what an ad is basically just forcing, content upon a specific demographic or your target customer, right? Because Meta will find that target customer for you if you're optimizing for conversions. So why wouldn't you want to show them your best content instead of just your most polished content? And I think that's a big mindset shift that a lot of bigger brands need to have, because ultimately, for example, this video that has 42,000 views is probably going to outperform a lot of these videos here that simply are super well polished, and they probably are doing quite well. You should still launch these ads that they're launching, but why not launch more, right? More of the content that is performing well organically. It's actually more likely to perform well with paid ads, because what Facebook then says, or Meta rather, is, oh, this video is like getting a lot of engagement. People really love to see this ad. So I'm actually going to give this advertiser a better place in the auctions. I'm going to give them lower CPMs. I'm going to give them more traffic because their ad is better than their competition. It's, hitting all the signals that we want. It's keeping users engaged. It's making users happy. These are the things that Meta cares about the most, right? It's not just your advertiser money. So these are things to keep in mind. I mean, some of these may not be conversion optimized ads, right? So maybe that's why they're not doing it, or who knows? Maybe I'm being naive. Maybe they have tested some of these and they just haven't found success with it. But I've seen this a lot across a variety of brands, so that's why I mention it. And that's one of my favorite things about the business model that I'm running. Personally, it's just I love all the information that I get to see from a variety of brands and learn from their mistakes. It's pretty cool. And then we can, use that to make our stores better. But, we're not copying any of the products that our competition or that our clients have. That's one thing that I try to be very strict about, because I don't want to get into any issues. But yeah, I mean, their ads are pretty good. I really do love them. And I love, for example, this free gift offer. I love free gift offers. I think they're just such a good way to make your offer more fun. And that's another thing that I find some clients are very hesitant about. And, I understand. But I do think a great way to spice up your offer is just to offer free things with it, right? So for this one, you're getting, what is it that you're getting for free? See, this lander is so much better. This is how they should make their bundle lander too. But I guess, I don't know what you're getting for free. So it says free gifts. For a limited time, we're giving away the best travel mug on the planet to last minute holiday shoppers. Free Carter mug with orders over $99. Oh, okay. That's super cool. So they're giving away this mug when you buy $99 or more. That's super cool. So yeah, I love offers like that. I think they're very fun. Who doesn't want to get free stuff? And even this brand that is extremely well polished, right? Like, this is a very product centered, brand image centered brand, and they're still trying testing things like that. So that gives me further confidence that that's the right thing to do. I do also love that they have an Amazon shop, although Amazon is kind of scary for me, just because I don't know, it just seems like such a hyper competitive space where you don't really control too much. Like, you lose a lot of control when you're going on Amazon, it seems. I've worked with a lot of Amazon brands, and I do have equity in one Amazon brand in particular that does quite well on Amazon. But I guess the coolest thing about Amazon is that you do get a lot of organic momentum, and a lot of people do unfortunately go on Amazon, or fortunately, I don't know. I shop on Amazon plenty, so maybe I'm one of these people too. It's just easier to shop on Amazon, and you have the trust factor from Amazon. So it's a little bit easier to shop on. Therefore, a lot of people will look you up on Amazon. So it's a good idea to be there. Even if it's not your main way of acquiring customers, it is a great idea to be there. And, you get fast shipping if you're doing FBA, which is pretty cool. You can kind of piggyback on Amazon's robust logistics network, which is one of the strongest things about Amazon. Let's see some of their apps here. this is all my videos are pretty much like raw dog videos in the sense that like I'm just following my curiosity. But it does seem like, wow, they're using rise.ai. So this is like a loyalty, boost retention and through store credit and loyalty stuff. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. They're using Klaviyo. They should be using Omnisend. Just kidding. Klaviyo is great, but I love Omnisend these days. I'm trying to help them take over Klaviyo because Klaviyo has a monopoly on the email marketing game, man, and their prices are crazy these days. So let's see. Products. I don't know what else we can look at here. So what's their theme? Evergreen gift. I don't know. It's just a custom theme. But yeah, they're doing a great job overall. Let's see this. Like, lastly, I do want to see this video that has
vacuum canister.
9 million views. Oh, this is super cool. So it's a vacuum canister. This is good for like really, really informed coffee lovers. I'm not sure exactly what it helps with, but I think maybe the like oxygen makes your coffee taste a little bit different. Some of you can enlighten me. I'd love to be educated on this stuff. I'm not like, super knowledgeable on coffee. I just drink it mainly, but I would love to know more. Another thing I do want to mention, I know I'm yapping, but this is fun for me. And that thing is that they did raise a lot of funding. So these guys have raised a pretty substantial amount in funding. They've done $40 million in funding through, I believe, like 3 different rounds, or I don't know. Let me see. 3 rounds. Yep. Okay. So 3 funding rounds, $40 million through those rounds, mostly through their first round of funding. But wow, that's a lot of funding. That's a lot of money, man. And let's see their latest. Okay. So from 6 investors, and yeah, this is why I love Crunchbase. You can actually find the investors. So Next World, Evergreen, Peter Fenton, that's another guy. Oh, from Benchmark. Very cool. Yeah, I don't know much about the funding world. I'm definitely learning more about venture capital and private equity through my holding company, because that's where I'm growing my brands and my businesses. It's called Blue Dot Holdings, but I'm not raising any money. I'm not saying that I'll never raise money, but I don't need to right now. Our stores are cash flowing a pretty significant amount, like over 30%, on like 5 figures of daily spend. So pretty awesome. And yeah, we're going to continue to grow these. So follow along, stay tuned for the journey. I'm consistently trying to learn more, and I want to learn in public with you guys. I've been trying to stream more. I did stream yesterday, and it was super, super fun. There is another way that you can connect with me and find me, which is the Akemi Lab Discord. This is a community that we've built, which is basically a resource center for entrepreneurs, e-commerce entrepreneurs in particular, but not exclusive to e-commerce entrepreneurs. It's not very big. It's still super exclusive. It's not cheap per se, but it is very well worth the money, in my opinion. I use it every day. So you'll find content. I'm making content every day, like kind of covering some of our own findings, tutorials, strategies, etc. For meta ads specifically, because that's the main way that we grow brands, but then also through organic stuff. And then there's also daily research on products, trends, insights, breakout ads, so that you can replicate them. Great artist copy, good artist copy, great artist steal. That's a very good quote, and it's actually true. One of the best ways to find success with ads is to copy the ads that work, but apply them to your brand. And yeah, I'm also doing a weekly workshop in there, just trying to get in there with the community, talk about whatever, answer people's questions. It's super fun, honestly. I really, really enjoy the community. I love all the members that are joining, and it does feel like an accelerator environment, which is pretty awesome, right? Except I'm not taking equity in your brands. You're just, you can pay to join, and, we'll try to help you as much as possible. It's really fun. So that's another thing you can join. It's on WAP. So it's a Discord community, and that's kind of about it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.